This Cherry Creek Arts Festival moment is presented by 7 News and thedenverchannel.com.
The environment is much too important to discuss just one day a year. Now, you may have seen signs around town for Green Up Denver, but what is it? We're going to talk about that. And joining me today are, in the pink, Heather Larrabee, Associate Coordinator of Marketing for Whole Foods Market, Brian Birch, who is founder and director of ZeroHero Incorporated, and Carrie Ann Appleton on the end. She's Creative and Strategy Director of Kaz Productions, last but not least. We're starting with her. What is Green Up Denver, Carrie Ann?
Sure. Green Up Denver is a local collaborative project that is supporting some of the festivals with their greening initiatives. We really started it out of a need we found. The 4 festivals produce about 57 tons of waste. So working together collaboratively, we can help divert some of this waste.
And people are going to be seeing these signs. For example, this is for People's Fair.
Yep, and so this just identifies that a vendor signed up to be an official green vendor, and they have to meet a certain criteria. For our initiative.
And when you talk about the 4 festivals, which 4 festivals do you mean?
So it's Chun People's Fair, Pridefest, Cherry Creek Arts Festival, and Denver County Fair.
Wonderful. Good to know. These are really popular events. Lots of people go to them. Heather, how did this get started? I mean, what brings you together to work on this big project for our community?
Well, a lot of us were all working on these kinds of projects at these events that everybody in Denver knows and loves. And what we realized was if we could get this kind of very vibrant group of people around the same table, we could share resources and information. And it really started with Carrie Ann, who's done a lot to green the Chun People's Fair.
Now, we know, because we talked about this in the news, that Whole Foods Market had this project to donate money to these organizations. How did it go? How much money was raised?
So our customers who visited us on April 4th donated $20,000, just a little bit over.
Wow.
So, and it was really neat because it's such a collaborative group that all 4 festivals sat down to identify what their needs were for their various green efforts, and they were very generous with each other. And so they each self-selected to receive between $2,500 and $5,500 of that $20,000 raised.
Real quickly, why did Whole Foods decide to get involved in this?
Well, one of our core values is we care about the communities and the environment. And so it's in our DNA as a company to do things like this, and we're just so honored to be supporting the events that people love in their work to get greener.
All right, well, now we come to Brian, and these are some great props that you brought in here, Brian. This is the trash can. We keep expecting Oscar the Grouch to jump out of there, but let me step aside so people can see this tent. This is a really cool tent. We have an example of how people are going to be using this.
That's right, yeah. So the thing about festival greening and sustainability, it's really about the person that goes to the festival. It's the 100,000 people at Cherry Creek, it's the hundreds of thousand people at People's Fair, and they're the ones that have to be the ones that pay attention and put waste in its place. So this is just a tool that ZeroHero uses. There'll be 75 of these at Cherry Creek, just so they help put the waste in the right place. It's as simple as that.
And you're talking about the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, which is close to my heart as a board member, and you're going to have 75 of these tents at the Arts Festival?
That's right, and this is an example of the 3-stream waste management. So we have recycling, compost, which is the organic waste.
And waste. So what would go in the recycle?
Bottles, cans, paper.
And compost, what would go in here?
Organic material, food waste, bones, paper plates, compostable items.
And then other things
everything
that
else
can't be recycled.
And hopefully there's not much of it.
All right, well, we thank you so much for coming in and for doing this. Ladies, come on back. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here, Carrie Ann, Heather, and Brian. And of course, we're going to have more on this. I'm going to post a picture on my Facebook page. And you can learn more about it as well on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Just click on that big red TV button and recycle, even at home. There are lots of ways that you can help the environment. But right now, we send it back to the studio.